you for joining the first ever Black Man Child podcast. The goal is to actually start having this every weekend, start off maybe once a week, then eventually start having twice a week or maybe three times a week, depending on my schedule more than anything, man. But just wanted to get this stuff going. First, I want to just commend this one gentleman a lot. Terrell, he's been on me for quite a while. Things going, constantly sending me messages like, yo, when you get this podcast going, and I'm like, I'm sitting on it. I'm like, well, making excuses. But I realized, like, you know what, in life, you just gotta go ahead and do it. I think once you start doing it and you stop caring what other people or what you think, how the process is. So just want to say thank you, Terrell, man. I really appreciate you supporting me and just encouraged me to do this. So thank you, man.
Oh yeah, anytime, brother. Anytime.
Well, I guess you know what? I just want to take the time to acknowledge you guys, Derek, Terrell. I see Sterling coming online. Thank you again, and just want to get the conversation going. As you guys know, I've been doing this Black Man Travel thing for quite a while. Been traveling for the past, well, I've been traveling heavy for the past 10 years, but I used to travel when I was married. So that's what really helped me get up to 30 countries visited. But now I got the found new passion to travel again. Before I kind of lost sight of while I was traveling, I was doing all the fuckery. And I kind of lost sight, man. I realized, like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I'm 44 years old, man. And I need to start enjoying these experiences, meeting these people, the culture, the food, and really enjoying it versus just getting drunk all the time and just partying. So I'm glad I'm kind of heading back to that old self of me, just traveling. And I met this gentleman by the name of Greg Robinson. He's a member of the group. I met him, and we met up. We actually went to the gym together. We worked out everything. And after the gym session, we actually went out and had something to eat. And he asked me a profound question no one ever asked me that. What is your motivation? Why are you doing all this? And literally, guys, I was speechless, man. I couldn't really put thought into. I couldn't really put a response to his question. So I really sat there for a good minute, a good long minute, just thinking about what he just said. Like, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And I told him it was my way to escape. And it was just and it was just like I kind of like lost myself a little bit. And I told him, I was like, yo, this is someone, and I'm not afraid to be vulnerable anymore. I've dealt with depression, and during my times of depression, I tend to escape. So I escape myself through food, through workouts, through like any type of activity. I try to escape myself from it. So traveling became my escape, and just traveling, just seeing the world, and just escaping from my problems. That's why I started traveling. And I know there's a slogan that says, traveling is therapy. It is. Traveling is my therapy, man. When I get to those moments where I know that I'm falling to that dark place, I buy a plane ticket. I'm out because I know the arrow to that dark place, and it's just like I'm not trying to get back to that anymore. I got to take care of my kids. I got a successful job. I got to make sure I don't lose none of this now at this age. So if I got to take that break, I'm gonna take that break. If it means I have to take a break every month, so be it. So I was really, really happy that this guy asked me that question because no one ever asked me that, and it made me really put some thought into why I started traveling. It was basically to escape. Traveling was my form of therapy, and it was a way for me to just see the world and see something away from all the negative stuff that we see here in the States. So my question to you guys, and again, you guys go one by one, is what is your motivation? Why did you start traveling? And then again, it could be personal, it could be leisure. Like, what is your reason for traveling? Because there's a lot of guys in our situation, even a lot of younger guys that need that guidance. And one thing I tell every young dude that I talk to is like, listen, man, don't travel for pussy, man. Don't let that be your primary reason why you're doing it. If you're gonna travel, you're gonna get on that plane, you understand that you're taking a risk by getting on that plane, you're going to a whole new destination where they don't speak no English, you don't know anybody. So make sure when you decide to get on that plane, find out what's the real reason why you travel. Everything else is extra. I mean, that's my take on it. So I guess I'm gonna just pass the mic to Derek. I mean, what are your thoughts on like why do you travel and what's your motivation?
My first reason, the reason why, yeah, well, first of all, how's everybody doing? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my real reason for traveling it was kind of corny. It was very simple. When I was when I was younger, one of the things that was on my bucket list was to leave the country, just to go on vacation. It was, I mean, it's just that people like it's that simple for you. Exactly, that's exactly what it was. And um, once I got to a certain age, I was like, well, look, I'm in a situation where it's kind of like now or never. And I applied for the passport, and I mean, that's what history writes the rest of the story from that point. You know.
Okay. Well,
How you doing, fellas? I wanted to travel because it broadened my horizon, my experience. Of course, living in living in and out of major cities, you meet people from all over, all corners of the earth. So, of course, I applied for my passport because one, the company I work for, they do like international business, so you probably work anywhere. So I wanted to have that. Of course, why not? New experiences, open the culture, open your mind, just completely just see that it's a whole, new world out there. Just see, where can you connect with people at and just go out there. And I mean, plus I like hiking and just new experiences. So why not? So, I mean, I'm trying to get everybody, I was trying, the hardest part for me was over the years of trying to get people together and just realize I can't put my life on hold for other people. So I got to continue to grow and just go, so that's why I've been at.
you know what? I just want to chime in on that last thing you said in your life on hold. I think a lot of men, especially black men, they try to put their life on hold to accommodate other people. So they've been dying to go to this other country, but they wait for their friends to tag along with them. So
Yeah.
what would you tell that man that's waiting for his friends, his clique to get that passport and buy that plane ticket to just go ahead and just travel by himself, solo?
Well, what I tell them, you're gonna have to live your life. It's just like leaving your neighborhood. People going in different ways of life. You're gonna have to explore yourself. I mean, you're gonna meet like-minded people along the way. You just gotta continue to write those chapters. I mean, I don't think nobody want to be stuck on chapter 5 their whole life. You want to continue to read about the characters, continue to grow, evolve, and just go into manhood, adulthood, maturing. Just hitting those different stages, and when we all had a crew like mentality growing up, clicked up or whatever, but cliques and crews and groups, man, they break up. People go their separate ways, and you just gotta continue to go the way that you want to go and align with the people that's going the way you love. I would say, just open your mind up, and it's gonna seem scary at first because you're like having a vision to go by yourself, and people don't understand it. But once you go and take that first step forward, and keep a calm, cool, collective like mindset of just being open to it, I think things open up for it. That's what I would tell them.
Derek, what about you? So I haven't forgotten about you yet, but Derek,
okay, no problem, no problem.
Derek, I want you to chime in as well based on that same question.
Well, the first thing I would tell them is over the past 2 years, the pandemic has kind of showed everybody life is precious, me in particular, because I've probably caught COVID maybe more than one time. And
Serious?
Yeah. And the other part is the hardest part is booking your ticket. It's that simple. The if you were a little bit nervous about it, I would say reach out to some people that are in some of the groups that you may be a part of. Get some tips on one or two things. One, where you want to go, what's your agenda, um, areas that you feel are safe, things that you may want to do when you get there, and get a couple research on, get some research done on some people that have been to those particular areas before. And once you check those boxes, jump knee deep in it, and from there it's on. I mean, once you've been bitten by the travel bug on a certain level, it's contagious, and it's almost like chasing a high. You have to keep searching for more, and more. You know.
I totally agree with that high situation. Traveling is a whole different set of high that you would never get, and you always chasing that same first high.
Exactly.
All right, hey Sterling, what about you, man? Welcome to the podcast, the very first podcast. And again, guys, I appreciate you guys participating. I know it's kind of late, but you know, now or never, man. And Sterling,
you're breaking up.
Terrell, you're breaking up. Terrell, you're breaking up.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem, but no problem, Sterling. And if anything, you know, go ahead and chime in. Whoa. Your sound is very terrible, Terrell.
Sometimes you're talking on a Bluetooth device, it can kind of out.
Yeah, Terrell, you could just remove the Bluetooth and just talk directly to the phone.
Hold on.
Hey, say it again. Ask a question again.
Oh yeah, Sterling. Yeah. The initial question to the podcast is really like, why did you start traveling, and what is your motivation?
Oh, my motivation. I kind of started kind of in my late 20s, like early 20s. About early to mid 20s. I guess it was to broaden my horizons, learn better, learn things. What I did was I started going like to Puerto Rico at first, and then after I started doing that, you know, it was like, okay, find other places, find this. I was always seeking more energy. I know a lot of brothers go because they want to have the fun, do the, you know, all the playing and all that. But I was into seeing the world, learning more. Learning new languages, learning culture. I didn't even care. I would just book a ticket and just go. And, you know, whatever happens when you get there. So it got to that level, just exploring at first, trying to see things. I got tired of waiting on my boys, my friends, my homies, you know, they just wouldn't go. So I would just go on my own and just leave. So it started out as that. And then like I heard one or two of you guys say, you know, like therapy. Now it's more like therapy. Like,
yeah.
2021 hit me like a rock real hard. I had a lot going on, got COVID, this and that, had stuff happen to my property in Houston, a lot of stuff going on. So I would just like, one day I was like sitting around, I was like depressed. I was like, man, I'm about to go to Costa Rica. I'm out. I booked my stuff, got the bags, and I was out. You know that brother, they have that little gift where a brother takes his bag and he's stuff in the bag and in bed. That was me that day. And I went to the airport. 30 minutes, I was out, gone. So yeah, just the culture. And when I see, you know, a lot of you brothers posting things, it's really interesting and it motivates me even more because I'm learning about more destinations. Always when I go somewhere, I always ask about the next destination when I'm at the other destination. Like if I see Colombia or Peru or wherever y'all go, I'm looking at y'all and I'm like, man, I'm going next. You know, I like when brothers do that, motivate each other. I'm a motivational brother. I'm not that type to be hating. You know,
Right.
we keep uplifting each other.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know just about 10 years ago when I was starting learning more about traveling, I learned traveling through the late great Charles, who passed away in Brazil. I was in Brazil when he passed.
Yeah.
I remember I was so curious at the time. I was like, okay, you know, what is, you know, like DR, like Dominican Republic. You know, they were saying DR. I didn't know what DR was, or CR for Costa Rica, PR for Puerto Rico. I'm like, what's PR? It's like, oh, okay. And I remember just reaching to some of the old heads. A lot of them were very standoff. It was like they try to hold that information from from you. Like, well, we don't want you to go there and destroy it. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get in your position. I'm trying to learn and have a good time traveling, seeing seeing what my options are. And I remember just meeting a few brothers there. They were extremely standoffish. And I said to myself, once I do become a so-called vet in the game or travel game, whatever, I would never do that. If anyone would ever reach out to me, even now to this day, I have cats reach out to me, ask me tons of questions. You know what? I schedule some time with them. Hey, listen, call me tonight. I'll walk you through the process. Either be from DR, Colombia, Costa Rica, Colombia, Brazil. I'll walk you through the process because I've been there in their shoes where I didn't know what the process was. So, and also too, you don't know what that person's going through. The person's probably going through a divorce, he's going through some issues that where he wants to escape. So I understand his mindset and why he wants to travel. But I always try to make it clear, like, listen, when you go there, don't be a fool. Don't be that ugly American where you think you're better than everybody else and you think you're invisible, because you will get touched. So as I continue to school brothers, even the younger generations, like, hey, listen, you know what? It's great that you travel and whatever, but always keep a humble mindset when you out there. Like, always smile, be nice, even though that, some people could be an asshole, where I have to literally check myself. I just say, you know what? It's not even worth it, man. Walk away. And it's like I take great pleasure in sharing my knowledge, and you guys sharing your knowledge to the audience. Is that, you know what? Eventually, all this is going to stop for me. Eventually, I probably is going to chill at home and be okay, just staying home or just being an expat. But I know there's a tons of generation of young Black men that are just starting to travel, and they need our guidance. And I think we all have that responsibility to teach them the game and let them know why they should travel, but also how to travel. I think a lot of our brothers are going out there blind. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Derek, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I can vouch for the knowledge that you passed down, because on a couple of my few first trips to different areas, I reached out to you personally, and you were very welcoming about it and gave as much insight as you could, as much as you could for a person that wasn't actually going with me. Yeah. And I do appreciate that. But I think there's a certain number of people that are doing a lot of traveling to some of the other areas or whatever the case may be. And I don't think that a lot of them, quote unquote, getting it, because a lot of them are taking, I may be taking the conversation down a rabbit hole when I say this, meaning it's not going to end, because, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But it's a certain level of etiquette that a lot of people aren't bringing when they travel. You can see a lot of different pictures and videos of people, that are taking a lot of stuff that they probably do back home over to another place, and it's changing a lot of different things. And I think if a lot of people and I think if a lot more younger people, before they were to make some of these moves, were to reach out to some people that kind of know exactly how some of the culture is and how some of the environments are, they would benefit a lot better. And it probably would benefit a lot of people that are actually from some of these countries a lot better, because they would think that, okay, all Americans are all people that do travel don't have the same mentality when they go to some of the places to travel.
Terrell, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see it from the airport to being over there in the customs line. You hear how people talk and how they move. I just think it's just different types of brothers going in. Of course, you see the young, the party turned up type of guys, and being kind of loud and boisterous about what they're kind of doing. And I'm just a low key type brother. I don't really wear jewelry or nothing like that. I just kind of assess everything. And of course, I reached out to traveling vets. I like hearing, seeing what KT, what you got to say, Bacchus, Rob, Bowles, and a lot of different guys in the group that's got it. We got an overextent of traveling guys in this group, all different backgrounds, telling you how to move, and a lot of them just don't listen. They already got their own mind made up what they want to do. Exactly. So, and that's just what I see my point of view. I'm like, damn, these guys, who've been going to these destinations for years and telling people what to do, and you see what they're doing, and it's just like, well, you just got to keep reaching out to them, and we all know some gonna listen and some not. So you just got to work with the ones that's open to listen to suggestions, and because like you say, you're in a new destination, different cultures, customs, the way of doing things, and they just got the mindset of where they come from, and that's what they go over there with. So it don't represent all of us, so it's just what it is.
Sterling?
Yeah. Like you say, like when you go in those places, you gotta watch how you carry yourself. That's how I am. Like Derek said, he doesn't really do the things when he goes places. Like that jewelry and that showing out stuff, and throwing money in the air, and all that.
You're in and out.
That's the childish stuff. Huh? I'm sorry.
You're in and out. You were like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I keep that low profile, just blend in with the locals. That's how I am. I go in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blend in with the locals, and at least try to meet a local, somebody who doesn't, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell when you're doing, whether it's male or female. You try to blend in with the local and try to, just know what to do and what not to do, and know how to carry yourself. Don't be that obnoxious American brother that's coming over that's being loud. Fit in. I like to fit in with the crowd. But that's my main objective.
Yeah, seeking attention.
Another thing too is I wasn't rude about it, but I've set certain tones with people that speak English from some of the other countries. They automatically assume, because when you go to some of these areas, that they approach you with a wide open, yo, I can get this for you, I can do that for you, I can do that. I say, hey brother, listen, thanks, but no thanks. I'm literally looking for a decent place to eat right now. You can point me in the direction of that. Hey man, that'd be great. There's nothing that you can't do for me that I can't do back at home. So
yeah.
once you do set tones like that with people, they say, okay, well look, this guy's, he obviously over here to enjoy a vacation of some kind. You know, if there's anything else that I can help you out with, like transportation, how you get from here to there, or what restaurants may close at a particular time or something like that, I'm here for you, or whatever the case may be. And you just let them know, hey, look, I appreciate, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
Like for me, one thing I noticed that whenever I leave those, I try to like really get into advice, especially a country that I've been in quite frequently. So I try to, hey, listen, this is what you do, whatever. But what I've noticed, it kind of goes one year and out the next. And I can see it happen. They so, they're amazed based on what they've seen for the first time. So it's like, for them, it's like, okay, thank you, whatever. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna learn. And guess what? You always learn that lesson. And that's like, sometimes, as much as we want to guide our young travelers or even our old heads and starting to travel, sometimes the best lessons is for them to experience it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell them, like, listen, understand why you're traveling. Don't ever forget your why. Your why is the reason why you decide to purchase that plane ticket, book this hotel room, and do all these activities there. Never forget that why. Because once you forget that why, then you just traveling just for the sake of traveling. And that's when you're basically not doing anything. So that's something that, I've noticed, a month ago, I went to Ecuador. My first time going to Ecuador, I went to a city called Guayaquil. And by just being in Ecuador, it brought back the love of why I travel. Like, I realized just experiencing new food, seeing people look completely different. Like, Ecuadorians look completely different from Colombians. It's like, it's night and day different. And just the culture and everything else, it's like, man, I miss this. I miss having that wow factor in my travels. Because I kind of did fall in that stagnated traveling where I was going to the same countries, doing the same things. You guys know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of lost that love for it, man. It just became routine. Like, all right, I'm gonna go out here and do my thing and come back home and start working again. But Ecuador kind of reset everything. It was like a reset. And it made me realize, you know what? I need to do activities. I need to go out there and see different things and really do different things. So I think that really brought back my passion to travel, and now I have my eyesight and just going to new countries and just definitely doing something different that I never done before. You know, I went to Cartagena recently. Dude, I became a full-fledged tourist. I did all the tourist attractions, and I was sober. Most of my travels, I always have a hangover because I was being extra the night before. But the fact that I was completely sober, just I was able to take everything in and just listen, you know, smell, see everything for what it is, made me appreciate my travel experience even more. And this Cartagena trip was the best Cartagena trip ever. And I've been going to Colombia since 2015. And this was the best experience ever because I decided to take a step back and focus on what was important. So, and that's something I'm trying to like really get brothers to think again. It's like, this is great that you go out there and get it all in, but don't ever forget why you travel, why you doing the things you want to do. Because again, all this is going to end soon. You know, one day we may get to that point where we settle down, have a kid. You know, I'm not saying you guys are, but just, you know, depending on the guy, where
Right.
you may not have that lust to travel anymore. You just okay being home in Texas. You're okay being home in Atlanta. It's like, I'm good. But in the meantime, you know, take it for everything for what it is, enjoy it, you know, meet brothers. And that's one thing I want to say, guys. Meeting you guys in person is really what make my trip the highlight. Like meeting the brothers in person, sitting down, breaking bread, having that drink, and really talk. You know, and not just talking about women. It's just talk about life, kids, you know, what your goal is, investments. That's what I really take away from these travels. When I meet guys overseas and travel with guys, like, hey, let's meet up in so and so country. We meet up and we go out to dinner and we really have that conversation, like that get to know conversation. That's what I really enjoy. I mean, I don't know if you guys have met any other members, but if you guys thought on that.
Yeah, man. Brotherhood is very important. I mean, that's just kind of what's missing from just in general. But just men just meeting there, being able to discuss topics of life, mental health, bodies, future goals, just to complete end goal all together. And yeah, man, that it's mostly needed. I mean, I'm still in contact with some of the people I met overseas, man. There's real good cast, man. They just like experiencing life. Like I said, you know, me, I'm more of like a hiker, adventurous type guy, walking around, seeing new things, speak to people, and just see how people moving, man, and why they travel. Like you said, people all experiences in life, just to bring it back full circle, just to be able to look forward to new experiences and go on new places and little cities and towns and provinces around the world. I mean, that's the best thing, to talk to people who have firsthand information and people they can hook you up with in different places. And networking is very important that we got to do more of, but that's what I like mostly about traveling, just firsthand knowledge of it.
I agree. I got 10 more minutes. It's kind of heavy on today.
Networking is very important.
No.
Sir?
I said that networking is very important, and I would like to meet more brothers on my travels. Normally, I just go solo, go chill, but I'm always welcome to meet more people. That networking is very important, especially me. Yeah.
Got a network.
Networking's on top. That's the key to a lot of it. Whether it's like he was just saying earlier, whether it's investments there or investments back home where you're from, or just being aware of investments that you probably never knew existed. You know, a lot of people are a lot more open to sharing a lot of that information and, you know, resources with everybody else when they're traveling.
You know what, Derek? I totally agree with you, man. I think a lot of guys, we kind of let our guards down. You know, back in the States, man, you know, everyone knew mugging, trying to size each other up, trying to figure out what their angle is or whatever. But once we go overseas, man, I see more black men smiling.
Right.
I see more black men laughing, like joyfully laughing, smiling, saying what's up to you, like literally saying what's up to you, how you doing? What's up, brother? I'm hearing this more overseas than I hear it here in the States.
Everybody on guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping
it gives you the opportunity to, like he was saying, let your guard down in a positive way. You're still alert of your surroundings and stuff like that, but you know, you're when you're in that mindset. I tell you one thing about me in particular. that well, once I first started traveling, and it's a small habit, but it was a game changer for me. And people are like, it's the simplest thing. As soon as I get on one of my first trips, um, after I went through the TSA check, I was just so inclined in putting all my personals right back in my pocket. My house key, key to my car, wallet, things of that nature and stuff like that. But once I got on some of my first few trips, I realized, hey, look, what you're getting ready to check into an Airbnb or a hotel or whatever the case may be. What good is that going to do you here? Put it in your bag. You're a different person to a certain degree when you traveling. So, I guess a lot of other people may be in that mindset. So, when you go somewhere, a lot of different things change about you. Like you said, open with information, resources, stuff like that.
That is so true. That is so true, guys. And this is my goal. Like, I'm hoping to use this podcast and bring brothers together and really talk. I don't believe in doing this talking for 3-4 hours about nothing. And I want to get brothers to talk and really start breaking bread. And even, hey, maybe we can have a group trip one day and just really talk. Because I think a lot of us black men, whenever a black man has something to say, he's instantly silent. And it's just like we need to break bread. And I feel like this is the perfect platform to really come together and talk about a lot of the variety of issues that we talk about in the group, in the Facebook group. We can talk about it here live because the Facebook group conversations, they're really interesting. Like, I read some of these comments, I'm like, man, brother, you need therapy, man. But
them to air it out right there. They go do something crazy.
But then again, there are some brothers in the group that really say some really thought-provoking, insightful, comments. Like, oh wow, I never think about that. So I want to use this podcast to bring brothers in and just really the stuff that we talk about in the group. Let's talk about it live in person, where we can really hear each other versus just typing it. But also too, we can talk about our travel experiences. Places to go, places to avoid, even like people to avoid. Guys,
right?
I don't want to say the word, but there's certain people we need to tell other brothers to avoid. So this is the platform that I want to use to really, again, just bring everybody collectively, talk. Even if they need advice on certain, topics about relationship overseas, business overseas, or just how to book a plane ticket. Fellas, you'd be amazed. I have so many guys DM me, don't even have a passport, and they don't understand the process of getting a passport. These are grown men that don't understand the process of getting a passport. Or I've spoken to guys that never got on a plane before.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal in our community, man. I mean, some people come from different income levels, and at least they're looking for a way out to go beyond their zip code, city, state, or whatever. So our lease.
And I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I know as much as we want to bash Pookie and Ray Rays, I've had several Pookie and Ray Rays reach out to me. It's like, yo, I want to get out of here. I want to see something better. And that's why I'm never hard on the Pookies and Ray Rays. As much as people want to go at them, it's like, sometimes these guys just need guidance, man. And I have guys reach out to me, listen, I don't know how to do this. Can you tell me, like, what, how much money I should bring, how should I act? And I'm like, okay, I'll tell them.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes in order to break the mentality, man, all the people need is an opportunity to see something different. And I'm more established than I used to be, but I think we all, to a certain degree, a lot of the brothers, and I can't speak for everybody, but we all got a percentage of a little Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah, I got it.
My friends and family Pookies and Ray Rays and Reds and all.
It's hard to make it in our country alone if you don't have a percentage of it in you. So
And look, man, I'm from Dade County, man, not Miami, Dade County. And I think all the time, listen, I still got that little hood in me, man. But well, guys, hey, you know what? I just want to say thank you so much. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys taking the time. This is the first one. I'm hoping to do 1,000 of these, but this is gonna be the first one I'm always gonna remember. And again, more than likely, I'll probably upgrade the platform and so I can have more time. Right now, I'm just doing a test run. But this is a great conversation. I really appreciate Sterling, Terrell, Derek, you guys jumping on board and helping me launch the first podcast. And more to come, definitely. And hopefully, one day we could just break bread somewhere in Argentina or somewhere in Turkey. I'm not trying to go back to Brazil, guys. Or Colombia. I did see something new, man. So.
Man, anywhere, man. I'm down for it.
All right, guys. Well, hey, any final thoughts, Derek, Terrell, Sterling?
I can
First, only thing I really say is the first step is applying for that little blue book, and it's got a limit from there.
Sterling?
Sky's the limit. Yeah. Hey, thanks for doing this, man. I'll be back on others. If I'm not working or doing something else, I'll be here.
All right, thank you.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Man, but thankful for having you on the platform, man. It's just been on you, man. Just got so much knowledge and information to share, and a lot of men need to hear this for our community, man, to be able to vent, express themselves, and go about how to do things differently. I mean, we all been taught a certain way, but we just got to be able to learn and adapt to and find a new approach how to do things, man. So I think this platform is going to continue to grow legs organically, and it's going to spearhead something amazing, man. I'm just glad to be a part of it, man. Glad to meet you guys, man.
Thank you, guys. And again, guys, thank you for everything. And again, as we continue to mature in our destination traveling, never forget your why. Never forget your why, because your why is the true motivation of why we started traveling. I just want to say thank you, guys. You guys have a great night. It's 12 o'clock a.m. here in the Eastern time zone. Wish you guys good night and more to come, definitely. And thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. Black men travel, man. Y'all take care, brother.
Take care, brothers.
All right, now. Have a good one.